PowerToys is a program that you can install on your computer, and you can install it from the Microsoft Store. So it doesn't require any admin permissions. You can just install it right from the Microsoft Store. When you get here, this is what it looks like. This is the program. And there's a million of these modules that you can turn on. And you could definitely go through all these modules and see what is meaningful to you. But there's a few that I wanted to start with. So the first one is Find My Mouse. So what you might have seen is when I literally couldn't see my pointer, I had gotten it to give me a little spotlight on my mouse. So by enabling Find My Mouse, I can double tap Control, and I have a nice spotlight around what I'm looking at. So when my mouse isn't giant and pink, I often lose it across my 3 monitors, and this can be really helpful.
This is Larry's favorite tool.
Definitely. Another thing that I love, and you saw a little bit of, is Zoom It. So if you're presenting and you want to highlight a few things, you can set up Zoom It, and this lets you do a few things. So if I hit Control-1, that is what let me zoom in on what I'm looking at. And then if I hit Control-2, I can draw on the screen. And if I just draw with my mouse, it looks like this. I can hold Control to draw boxes. And I can hold Shift to draw lines. And then Control-2 should clear me back out. Escape clears me back out. So Control-1 and Control-2, this is one I just started using, so I haven't gotten in the habit of it as much, but for presentations, I think it's going to be really helpful. And then the last one, and this is definitely my favorite, and I think the most important, is Fancy Zones. So I have an ultra wide, which is one of the really wide monitors. And so it can be a little bit hard to like organize your monitors on it, organize your things. And so what Fancy Zones lets you do is it gives you these different layouts. So if I do open my layout editor, this lets me, as soon as it comes up, choose the different layouts. So I have monitor 1, monitor 2, and monitor 3. And so for monitor 1, I could choose no layout, this focus layout, 2 columns, 2 rows, a grid. And so what I did is I set up a layout, and I'll hit edit on my 2 columns here. And I set this up so that there's 2 boxes on the outside and 1 in the middle. And so I set this as my layout for this monitor. Once I have that set as my layout, I also liked to check this box says use a non-primary mouse button to toggle the zone activation. So if I want PowerToys to now show up only in the left, I can drag it around. And then if I left click here, it lets me snap to the top, to the left, or to the right. So I can drop it right here. And so maybe I have another window that I want to bring up, and I could drag that over and snap it over here. So this is the number one thing that I use probably out of all these recommendations. All right, so that is PowerToys. It's a little quick, but if you were to take one thing away from it, Fancy Zones, my favorite way to keep the windows organized. I know I see a lot of people whose name starts with Kathy, where she loves to open up. I see that a lot of people do this, but she loves to open up Excel and she'll bring it on her screen and she'll just kind of have it like here. And this is like how she works. And it's such an inefficient use. There's all this extra real estate over here. And I get not wanting to make it full screen on some of the bigger monitors. So using this would let me just go, all right, let's snap it over here. And now we have a perfect, pixel perfect alignment and good efficient use of the pixels on your screen.
So I didn't realize how frustrated you are on watching me work on my screens when we're having a meeting. Now that you have come clean on that, I'm now aware. Thank you.
Well, I think what you didn't realize is that this whole webinar was just a ploy to get you to have to watch and walk
Yeah,
through
no,
all
I'm
these
saying
things.
that.